All right, pre-show shenanigans, everybody. The groundbreaking news, literally, the
Literally
entire
is
world,
groundbreaking. Yeah.
the entire world has been. We made so many movies about this. We made so many memes. Like there was a
Well, hold on,
meme
hold on.
joke on Area 51 not that long ago about this.
Before you say anything, the only thing we'll get more context as we explain this, but
I
the
mean,
only
I
thing I
think they
want to
know after
state,
I said Area 51, but yeah.
yeah, the only thing I do want to say is if you were to try and make something look fake,
Oh,
that's
that's it.
that's basically
That's it.
they look like ET.
Yeah, no, actually, it looks like they
Literally
called up
ET.
Spielberg. They
Can
called
I get
up
one of the
whoever.
props?
No, yeah, they won those in an auction and just
Yeah,
wrapped them
if
up.
you haven't
But
put it together yet, we were talking about the fact that Mexico apparently has real, when I say in quotations, aliens,
two, they
two
have
of
two of
them,
them.
two that are over a
Two that
thousand
they
year old,
showed,
that are
two
over
that
a
they revealed.
thousand years old too. And they said it
Yeah,
came from Peru. So the only thing I'm going to say, and hopefully, Joe Rogan, if you steal this from me, I'm coming for you. But
yeah, we're coming.
we're coming. All right. The
Lawyer up.
unnamed intern's going to get unleashed on you. You don't want that. All right. But they
Yeah,
said it was found
they
in
can do
Peru.
something for once.
They said it was found in Peru. And I don't know if you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because I don't remember the name of it. I think it's called like the Nazak lines or something like that. They have in Peru, they have all of these huge like hieroglyphics on the ground in Peru. Like oh, I'll pull it
I
up.
don't think I'm familiar with
Look,
this, to
look
be
it up right
honest.
now. Look it up right now so you'll kind of know what I'm
Let me
talking
look up
about.
Peru alien draw. Oh, it pops up right away.
Yeah, the
Okay, you're onto
Nazca
something.
lines. The
You're
Nazca
onto
lines.
something.
All I'm saying is they said these aliens are from 1,000 years ago that they found, and that these carvings are approximately a little bit over 1,000 years old. So,
No, yeah. Now these carvings are like oddly specific, really crazy.
and
In
really
my
big.
opinion, very large. But one thing I'm thinking about is that if you're like a civilization at that time, first point, this is
Did
not
they
like the
see
real
the
point.
aliens and then draw them after the
Wait,
fact?
wait. Let's just start. Uh, you're a dominant civilization at the time in Peru, and I don't know I don't know how much there truly is to do after a while. And I feel like these giant land carvings would be considered like a massive like accomplishment.
So you think
And
somebody
like,
just got really bored and carved a fuck ton of lines in the
well,
ground?
what I'm getting at is like first, so in ancient Greece, they had that giant man's statue of the guy standing, and it's like the
Yeah.
bridge. Like
I know
I
what you're
forget
talking about.
I don't know what
I
it's
know what
called,
you're talking. I know what you're talking
but
about
like
though.
that, for example, there are just crazy, like the fucking Great Wall of China and shit. It's not like they had skyscrapers and shit to put that up. Uh, all of that stuff, but more importantly, well, let me finish that one first. Like, it's not crazy for these major, really advanced civilizations at the time to make these crazy structures. But this is the more important reason to me that shows some type of alien existence. So we always think of pyramids and
Oh, we're
Egypt.
getting into Egypt. All right.
And so in the Egyptian pyramids, of course, let's start there. There's crazy hieroglyphic drawings and stuff all over the place. It's ridiculous.
You
You
know
would think
what?
like, how the hell were they able to make this? But Everett, wait. We think of the Egyptian pyramids, but there's also tons of different pyramid structures like in South America. I think there's many like all across South America, like ranging from like West Coast Chile to East Coast in Brazil. They're all over the place. And all of the pyramids, Everett, they all follow some interesting similarities. They all like have the exact same dimensions, and all of the pyramids are aligned to like point towards a certain like
Sorry,
star.
I just got to interrupt real quick. Massive missed opportunity, not only for the Waterboy podcast, but for one individual on Twitter. Adrian Wojnarowski he did not confirm the existence of aliens, did not have a Woj-Bomb today. Tough moment for Waterboy fans, Waterboy
L.
Nation.
Chalk that up in the L for the Waterboy takes. Chalk
If
that
you
one
don't
in the
know what
L
we're talking
category.
about, you got to go back like probably 80
Actually,
episodes.
nope, like not kidding.
No, literally 80
months
episodes
ago. Like
literally brought this up.
We were like, Woj is going to leak that aliens exist.
Well, now Shams would beat him, but
realistically, yeah, I was about to say Shams gonna sweep in first, then Woj is next. But I mean, back to the pyramid things. It's very strange to me how they all have the exact same dimensions. Like all of the stones are the exact same, everything.
All right,
like,
look, I here's the thing. I have to cut you off because if we start going down this track, we're not going to have an actual episode today. It's just going to be us talking about pyramids.
Well,
which, you know what? If that does well, if you guys
arguably better,
it is better content. If that does well, maybe we need to have a side Waterboy podcast that's just conspiracy theories. You know, get a little bit of BuzzFeed Unsolved action out here. All right.
Yeah.
If you know what that is, you're a real one. That's all I'm saying. What a series. Wonderful. But these aliens literally look like they're made of clay.
No, yeah. Those were literal ET figurines that they bought.
They went down the road to like their local like
I'm pottery Google that right store. Now. I'm going to look up ET set auction.
Just see what country it was sold to.
The original ET mechatronic model. Now, I don't know why they didn't just say mechanical model, but mechatronic model, Everett, was auctioned for $2.56 million.
Did it go to somebody in Mexico?
20th, 2022.
Okay, does it say who the buyer is?
I'm trying to find that out.
If it's in Mexico, we solved the whole thing.
Yeah, no, we literally
solved it
right now.
It's there. We do have to confirm this. Come on, put those detective skills to some use over here, Agatha Christie.
It was. They did not reveal the buyer's name, but it was purchased by somebody with Italian origins. Quote.
All right. Well, so maybe it's not.
That doesn't rule out.
Doesn't rule it out, but
trying to, who knows? Maybe he flipped that for a profit to somebody in Mexico leading this.
Well, hey, ET phone home, right? So
yeah. Regardless, that looked beyond fake. I did not buy that for a second.
Now, if the United States government came out and did that, is there a difference?
Well, haven't they already
technically yes?
There's traces of extraterrestrial life or something, or what
technically,
if they said
UFOs,
that, I think I would.
They said UFOs.
Yeah. So,
and that doesn't technically mean anything.
UFO could mean literally it's an unidentified flying object.
It probably means literally one of their planes that somebody saw and they were like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, hey, maybe it's aliens.
Now that is the broke mindset. The woke mindset, though, is that the US government put up those UFOs and they want us to think about the UFOs while other things are happening. Conspiracy theorists.
Conspiracy theories, all right.
Lock it. I'm kidding. But okay, real talk. Let's get down to the real point here, because that wasn't an actual confirmation of aliens. It's clearly fake. But I ask you this, Everett.
And is this going to be a question we can leave the listeners or the watchers on?
We can do that as well.
The watcher, okay? Hey, pointing out the watcher. That's all I'm saying. BuzzFeed Unsolved, right?
If literal aliens in a space beam, literally the Max Kellerman space beam pointed to the Earth and they came down, that would 1000% be a complete world shock. Everyone on the whole Earth would be humbled immediately, knowing that there are extraterrestrial life that can actually vaporize us in a nanosecond. So knowing that there are other beings out there who literally we can't do anything to fight back, knowing that would change everything. That would change everything. However, if we had confirmation that an intelligent life was on Earth in the past, if it was less than that, 200 or more years in the past, no one would care. if it was 100 years ago, okay, yeah, I think people would really care.
There's
But
a lot of content
200
today,
plus
though,
years,
so I'm gonna cut you
no,
off
no, yeah.
because otherwise we're gonna be
But
rambling
it's
for a
just I
long
want you
time.
to think. I want you to think if like, let's say those were real.
No,
Do you
yeah,
really
it's
care
completely
or
different. It's a
not?
completely different response. It's still cool, and that people it's
Yeah,
thought provoking, but it's way different than seeing.
yeah,
It changes the way we look at history and the way we look at outer
yeah,
space, but it's 100% different to see something in the past than it is to actually experience it in the present. We'll
yeah,
leave it at
yeah.
that. Have some
But okay,
philosophical Aristotle mindsets going right
yeah,
now.
I
Okay.
leave you all with that. All right, but all right, let's get down to the business here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today, it is episode 152. Aliens are real. Aaron Rodgers is officially done for the season. I apologize for misspeaking, saying that your career was over.
Still could be.
It's a
Still
fool
could
of me
be.
to assume the most talented quarterback I've ever seen in my life go out like that. So,
Well, he did
there's
also,
that.
and I was going to say this for a later point, but he did quote today say, "The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again."
Okay, so now he's a poet. All right.
He
Okay.
also
I
apparently
thought the
seems like
Jeopardy
he's a
career was what he was
religious
going after.
figure, is what it sounds like. Some philosophical religious stuff, but you know
Hey,
what? It's
I
Aaron
mean,
Rodgers.
if I just tore my Achilles on the fourth play of the game, haven't even completed a pass for my new team, like actually the most hype New York Jets have ever had in my life, in my whole life. Like, well, well,
Maybe
there was some
Sam
Mark
Darnold
Sanchez, but
really was seeing ghosts that day.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
that with the way MetLife looks right now, he really could have been seeing some real ghosts.
Yeah, like I know Sam Darnold was saying it was an expression. He might have been capping that. He might have
No, he
legitimately
actually
be
might have been
seeing
contacted
phantoms.
by the men in black, and there's some stuff going on in MetLife.
Yeah, potentially, but this is a very big week. Very big week. Okay, we've got week 2 of the predictions. This is gonna be big. Okay, so I want to congratulate you. This is the first time in Waterboy podcast history that Everett is ahead of me, just at any point.
Yeah, that is true. Actually,
so
that
I
is
wanted
true.
to congratulate you real quick. It's
give myself a nice little pat on the back
I knew
right
you could
now.
do it. I knew you could do it.
No, you did. No, you did.
I did.
No, you did. No, you did. The
But
unnamed intern had belief in me, though.
But I think you might be able to keep it for a while because I got a little crazy today with my picks, and I'm going first. So, but okay. Little college football. Real quick, this is like arguably the most boring week of college football out there. People have their opinions, what they think the best matchups will be. In my opinion, Tennessee, Florida in the swamp. I know Florida had that hiccup early on to Utah's backup quarterback, and we're all like, what the hell are you saying? But Swamp's going to be rocking. I can't guarantee the Swamp will be rocking in a month, but it will for week 3, okay? Gainesville will show up for this one at least. They lose this, probably done for the season. But for this one, this is their Super Bowl. Literally, this is the Super Bowl for Florida. And South Carolina, Georgia, we will find out how good Georgia is against talent. So,
well, hey, don't say talent. Spencer Rattler's only good when it's against good teams, but otherwise he's terrible.
I would shit talk South Carolina, but they've now swooped 2 5-star defensive ends from Ohio State in the last 2 years. So
that is a little tough. That is a little tough.
Can't say anything. But yeah, for college football today, don't really have any crazy predictions. It's not the most entertaining week. So Ohio State boys. All right. To all my fellow Ohio State fans, and that's a little difficult for me to say.
This is my cue to go on my phone.
I wouldn't say there's any fellowship right here when it comes to the Ohio State fandom. Now, I know I'm a young buck compared to most of you. I was born 2 months after the Natty over Miami in 2002, and I have a 17-4 lifetime record against Michigan, okay? My dad tells me I'm spoiled for not having to experience the Cooper years, and trust me, my dad might also be under the impression, like many of you, that we're in John Cooper phase 2.0, where it's 11-1, 10-2 seasons, and we lose to Michigan every single year. But, okay, no surprise here. Kyle McCord has been named the full-time starter, okay? I hate to say it. I was drinking the Menace to Sports Kool-Aid a little bit, buying into the Devin Brown hype. I'm sorry. I was. but Kyle McCord is clearly better than Devin Brown. Now, for all the Devin Brown fanboys out there, I'm not saying Kyle McCord is a stud. Hell no. I'm really not confident in this team right now. But Everett, you thought I was the most negative fan. You thought I was the most negative fan. You spoke too regularly in your life at the minimum. But according to Twitter, Ohio State is going to go 9-3 this year at best. Like 8-4 is
that just accentuates my point is that, yeah, while Ohio State fans are very negative, they are very negative. It's literally you belonging to that fandom that proves my point that you were one of the most negative fans.
Association. Yes. Okay. But
that plus the Chargers where you also, it just stacks. It's stacks on stacks. And the Dodgers, stacks on stacks on stacks.
The Chargers, I mean, are.
I understand you guys are the AFC Vikings. I get that, but it's also the Dodgers. Like, I mean,
I'll be honest.
No optimism.
I'm still holding out for the World Series here.
I mean, everybody is, but now that you are, we're going to lose. I'm wrong,
but, well, see, now how can I even be positive if you're just going to tell me that I'm a shitty fan for being positive?
Well, what do I do? Actually, you are a great fan for the Dodgers when you are
following it.
No. You just don't actively root for the World Series. You can think it, but you can't root for it.
So it's like a perfect game. Don't say it, but
yes.
Okay. So moving here on out, I'm not even gonna say go. Just we hope for a great rest of the season.
You can say go Dodgers. You just can't say we're going to the World Series. We're winning the World Series. Let's win the World.
You're the one who just said that. Not me.
Yeah, I'm saying it in a hypothetical sense, though.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ohio State fan base thinks we're going 9-3. Ohio State's just going to beat Michigan Notre Dame. Well, Michigan too, but we're going to beat Notre Dame in 2 weeks, and the entire fan base is like I guarantee we're going to beat Notre Dame in 2 weeks, and half the fan base will still be uber pissed off that we didn't cover the spread. Like, it's hilarious. However, I will be honest, we better cover the spread this week against Western Kentucky. All right, Everett, we're playing the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Do you think we could win by 30? It's a big ask. I know.
Western Kentucky somehow always scores a
I know.
fuck ton of points. By 30, no.
Okay.
I actually don't think it will be by 30.
If I'm going to be completely honest, my final score prediction will be
45-20.
Oh, no. We can't put up 45 points, but the defense is actually really good. 35-7. Run it back.
It's okay. Still less than 30.
No, yeah, I know, but like we got to be putting up 60 on these teams.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that with Kyle McCord at quarterback, man. You're not. You know what would be really nice right now is to have a quarterback who happens to be a 5-star that's also really close with one of the wide receivers you got coming to the team. Yeah, his name's Dylan Raiola.
What do you mean chemistry with a receiver?
You have a recruit who is a receiver who is committed to Ohio State.
Yeah,
that plays with Dylan Raiola.
Nope, zero affiliation with Dylan Raiola. Nope. No.
I thought that was the big thing is that they were.
No, that's Kyle McCord and Marv.
I thought that there was a whole reason why Dylan Raiola was trying to recruit one of the Ohio State recruits.
Dylan Raiola was playing in Arizona, before his high school experience, and then his senior year went to Georgia because a safety and a D end, the two top recruits from Georgia, KJ Bolden and Edric Houston, played for Buford. So he transferred to Buford, trying to get them both to come to Georgia. KJ Bolden went to Florida State. Edric Houston went to Ohio State.
That's what it is.
Swing and a miss. Oh, well. But yes, I thought you were talking about Quinn Ewers, which
I mean, that still would be very nice to have. Yes.
Who just beat Bama. Now, real quick.
Quinn and Ewers and Marv.
Now, real quick, Everett. Bear with me here. The last two quarterbacks to beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa are both former Ohio State quarterbacks, Joe Burrow and Quinn Ewers.
They just can't be on Ohio State. Yeah, that's the other caveat.
Former. No, I said
former.
I said former. However, I just want to say, like, go. I'll get the clip for you, but there are multiple clips of Joe Burrow while on the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, where he says, "I'm a Buckeye for life. I graduated from there." Like,
Yeah, I do know
multiple.
that. Yeah, I do know that.
But obviously, he's LSU, so I'm not gonna dispute that.
But he still is considered. I mean, Ohio State
The
still
one
claims
thing,
him.
yeah, I'm well. The thing is, like, if he wins a Super Bowl, I'm not gonna say an Ohio State quarterback. Well, I'll say it as a meme, but I won't actually.
You put a little asterisk on there.
Like, it'll be a meme. I will say it. Okay,
But you
but I
won't
won't
mean it.
actually. Hey, it's like we were saying, but this way it's the other way around. I'll say it, but I don't believe it. It's the other.
There
I'm
you
jinxing
go.
the Padres. That's
there,
kind of
there
what it
you
is.
go.
But that was the Ohio State of the Union. We kind of got some fun areas there. We even gave you guys an MLB update. So this Ohio State of the Union, I mean, we're pushing P in the shit.
Things are dire right now in the
all right,
MLB.
let's get on onto the good stuff now.
All right, so
and I will let you now. I mean, man, you do not like the team you're playing this week. So the floor is yours. Well, actually, we should do the picks first, or do you want to talk about the game first?
I want to, and before I say anything, I didn't get to say something last episode about the Jets and Zach Wilson that really should have been said.
We're just be mean to Zach. We're gonna punch him while he's down.
No, I wouldn't really say that. But what I will say is Zach Wilson stated before Aaron Rodgers was on the team that he would make any quarterback's life hell who came to take his spot. Can we be certain that Zach Wilson didn't do something to intentionally injure Aaron Rodgers' Achilles?
So are you saying that Zach Wilson
was there foul play?
Wait. Are you telling me that Zach Wilson played the role of the Chargers team doctor in puncturing Tyrod Taylor's lung? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean,
or
maybe.
Are you telling me that Zach Wilson called up the Sod-Father himself to bring in really bad turf to confirm that Aaron Rodgers would tear his Achilles?
Or I think it might be that. I think it might be that second one.
Okay. So the Sod-Father was clearly involved in this. It's kind of shocking.
This goes up to the top. This goes up to the top, man.
Yeah, like now it's not as bad as the Eagles tripping all over in that last Super Bowl. I mean, the most disgusting thing ever.
Well, that was on Busman himself, Jonathan Galen.
The only reason they didn't get a pass rush. The only reason was the turf.
Well, that and Busman himself, Jonathan Gannon. Yeah,
Orlando Brown locked that ass up. But anyway. And that's coming from a Chargers fan. Like, I gave you credit there. I've just propped up the fucking Chiefs for you, Everett. But okay, Vikings, Eagles. Let's talk about before.
Well, let's do game predictions, and then I'm gonna get into that.
Okay, picks first.
You're gonna go first.
We'll say results from last.
Remember to say the matchup. You got to say the matchup. I went 10-6.
Okay, that's what I was expecting. A little 3-game swing. So, okay, you got 3 games on me right now. Let's see what happens. If I'm going to early predict what I'll go next week, I'm saying 9-7. I'll be 500 after this week. That's gonna be my prediction. Now, well, there's one game, and hey, you're welcome. You're welcome for what I'm about to say. But there's one game where I am confirmed to have a winner over you because the Eagles will beat the Vikings. You're going to win now. Like, you're welcome. But I have one guaranteed win over you there. And I have to pick the Chargers, but I don't think you'll pick the Titans this week. Maybe, though.
Maybe.
I don't know. That Tajay.
Maybe I just want to shake it up a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you roll the dice like me with CJ last week. It was looking good at half, but okay.
It was looking good at half.
Thursday night football. The Minnesota Vikings take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Early slate: Chargers at Titans, Packers at Falcons, Raiders at Bills, Ravens at Bengals, Seahawks at Lions, Bears at Bucks, Chiefs at Jags, matchup of the week, Colts at Texans, afternoon slate for me, 49ers at Rams, Giants at Cardinals, Jets at Cowboys, Commanders at Broncos, Sunday night football, Dolphins at Patriots, which we'll see. I bet that game's going to be a stinker. Calling it now. Under. And Monday night footballs. We have 2 Monday night football games. That's right. Roger Goodell said, that's right. We're back, baby. 2 Monday Night Footballs.
They just both happen to be terrible games.
Yeah, that's why they
needed 2.
That's why they
just in case.
Good call. So Saints at Panthers and Browns at Steelers. We'll see if Kenny throws picks, can get it done in week 2. But okay, here are my picks for the week. Just going to look it over one more time in case I want to make one last change. I'm going first, so I have the luxury of doing
You do have the luxury of changing things. I will give you that. What I'm looking at right now is locked in.
There's one thing I'm considering, and last week I made a gut switch.
I'm giving you 5 seconds to do it.
I'm going right now.
Okay.
Eagles, Chargers, Packers, Bills, Bengals, Seahawks, Bucks, Chiefs, Colts, Niners, Giants. That's the game I feel. That's the game I want to switch. Cowboys, Broncos, Patriots, Saints, and Browns.
Oh, we've got a big swing here.
Well, I have to take a shot here. And to me, that Dolphins-Patriots game, this is how let's start with that. Well, actually, give your picks first.
All right. So when I said we have a big swing, I mean, like, this is going to be one of us, we'll see how the game split, but one of us, either
there's
I'm going to
be a major difference after this week.
Yeah. All right. I'm legally required to take the Vikings. So the Vikings,
you have to, yes.
I literally, it's contractually required of me to take them.
I will pick the Chargers every single week.
Yeah. Vikings, Falcons, also contractually obligated to not take the Packers in any game.
I thought you were saying some obligation to Arthur Smith. I was like,
no. Actually,
I'm
being held hostage by the Falcons. He belongs in Guantanamo Bay. Bills, Bengals, Lions, Chargers, Bucks, Jaguars, Colts, 49ers, Giants, Cowboys, Broncos, Dolphins, Saints, and Browns.
What do you pick for Giants, Cardinals?
Giants.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel the Cardinals for that one, but we'll start with
because you think their defense is better than it actually is because of last week. But
that's I'm literally just thinking to myself, the Cardinals, I think they're the worst.
All I need to remind you is
they're not going to go 0-17.
No, they're not. But all I need to remind you is
where are those wins?
Josh Dobbs is their starting quarterback.
I'm completely fine.
They're going to beat the Rams probably somewhere in there. They play the Panthers.
The Rams look like a wagon.
Yeah, somehow Matt Stafford has a UCL still. I don't know how that happened. It makes no sense to me.
So much for the reports that he could barely even pick up a football.
Yeah, the noodle arm reports. They play some pretty bad teams though.
But okay, let's start with Dolphins, Patriots, and then we'll dive into Vikings, Eagles because that one's fun. Another difference we had Seahawks,
Lions.
We'll talk Dolphins, Patriots, Seahawks, Lions. And Packers, Falcons.
Well, the biggest one we had Chiefs, Jaguars too. Oh, I chose Jags.
About that. So now, we'll get to that second. Dolphins, Patriots. Holy shit. Okay,
we're not starting off with my boys. All right.
Well, I want to do the differentials. We could start with yours, but I'm gonna forget this passion right now.
Okay, you got it.
So okay. Dolphins, Patriots. Now, when I look at the Dolphins last week, obviously I got to see them up close and personal. They were playing my boys, but from what I saw on that team, I would credit that Tyreek performance way more on JC Jackson's just awful ability and Brandon Staley's play calling incompetence.
Yeah.
Because they literally ran man like 50% of the game. So I would hope Bill Belichick with a divisional rival would have a better game plan. I don't know, Everett. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go with Bill to have a better game plan than Staley on this one. But also, I see that this spread is a 3-point spread for Miami. Now, in my opinion, if I was Vegas and I'm setting this line, I am on my knees begging, please take Miami -3.
But hey, hold on. We don't. There's nothing gambling related on this podcast. Just need to state that.
No, we're not.
We're not entertaining that. Okay.
Saying,
I have to
based
say this
on
for
that
legal
line,
reasons, okay?
this
Legal
looks
reasons.
like finisher little.
No,
I
that
mean, you
was
got to
it.
get this all out.
I got it
Like,
out.
we're
We're
not
good.
getting sued. You sure?
No.
Did you
Well,
cover
it's
everything?
not just not that, but yeah.
All right. It's your funeral, man. But okay, I
It's
see
on
that
you.
line, and that looks like a sucker's line to me. That looks like the casual man tuning into Sunday Night Football, probably going to be the most bet on game of the day because it's the only game on at the time. I think that's how it works. Usually Sunday Night Football is the most bet on, but I'll be honest, Chiefs-Jags is such a banger that might be the most bet on game. Anyway, that game will be the only one on, and it seems to me that the casual fans watching that will be like Dolphins -3, Dolphins -3, Dolphins -3. So Patriots. Vegas always wins. That's why I'm
Patriots
on the
defense great, obviously. I mean, we
I
said
was
this
also
last week. It's
way more
your
impressed with Bill O'Brien and that offense.
it's
Mac actually was allowed to throw.
it is your statement that you always love to say is what happens when it's divisional opponents. Throw everything the fuck out the window. What I will say though
the Dolphins
is
will sweep
the Pats.
because like
They're also playing
it's not crazy to say.
Yeah, the difference though
I
is
kind of framed that like it was.
They're playing the Patriots early in the season. There's no weather difference.
It's early.
And the weather difference is actually beneficial to Miami in this situation.
I'm just saying it's early in the season.
Like, no, yeah, that's one thing, but also the weather difference
too,
for once is actually in Miami's favor because of their
like the Dolphins get Buffalo next week in Buffalo.
I'm just saying that Roger Goodell's trying to start something.
Miami. They're literally pushing Miami.
But look, I mean, I don't remember what the Patriots corner's name is. That's pretty good, but I mean, I'm expecting Bill Belichick to be a little bit smarter, not a little bit, to be smarter than Brandon Staley.
He's literally the worst football player.
I'm expecting Bill Belichick to be smarter than Brandon Staley, but if you do anything to man Tyreek, the Dolphins essentially, I mean, they have Tyreek Hill.
Real quick, Everett. First play of the game. Guess who we had lined up on Tyreek Hill in the slot?
Michael Davis.
Khalil Mack. All right. No, yeah. Anything Bill Belichick can do is better than that shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you
sure you didn't hire Ed Donatel to be your DC?
It's actually it's so pathetic. And real quick, I mean, I don't want to cut into this real quick, but after the game, Daniel Popper asked Brandon Staley a question about why were you guys not able to get a pass rush on Tua? I answered it last time. The Dolphins didn't even fucking block Mack and Bosa. They literally let them have free rushes. Why? Because they were so confident that Tyreek would beat whoever the hell's guarding him in under 2 seconds.
Also, if it's not Tyreek, it's Jalen Waddle.
And Waddle, the thing is, Tua didn't target Waddle because Tyreek was so unbelievably open.
Yeah, Tyreek has. I mean, every week Tyreek Hill essentially is able to hit 200 yards.
Don't get me wrong.
If Tyreek Hill wasn't injury prone, because let's be honest, he is. If he wasn't injury prone and he played a full season, if Tyreek Hill played a full season, he would probably have 5 or 6 200-yard games, and he would single-handedly set the record for yards in the season easily.
It is funny though that when Tyreek was on the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, statistically, he wasn't performing this well.
It's also because Travis Kelce.
Well, that too, but also the Dolphins just force feed him. They don't have a run game.
I also will just say I also, this might be a hot take, but I think Mike McDaniel's a little bit better at skimming him up than
Mike McDaniel's amazing. I love Mike McDaniel.
Offensive genius.
The only thing that I love, now I wouldn't say love, but really like about the Dolphins is I think he's so funny. Before the game, I saw someone was asking about Brandon Staley, and he goes, the Brandon Staley defensive plan. Yeah, we think about it about 1/17th of the offseason. And it's just his mannerisms are so fucking funny.
Anyway, all right, next game. Next game.
The other disagreement, we'll go through these more quickly. Chiefs Jags real quick. Why the Jags? I would love to hear, because fuck the Chiefs if they start 0-2.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. We're assuming
that's Super Bowl.
Travis Kelce is going to be back. All right, that's expected. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you, but you gotta accept it. It's expected. All right.
He's actually gonna have 49 targets.
And
49
Chris
targets.
Jones is gonna be back too. So we have to keep that in mind. But
maybe we could talk about that too, because he didn't exactly win there.
No, but that's for another day because we got a lot of other shit to get through first. But the reason I'm saying the Jags is because
you're just feeling the vibes, because that's
I'm feeling a bit of the wagon, but also the Jaguars defense.
Early weeks we got to be doing vibe picks.
The Jaguars
that's how
defense
we were rolling last year.
The Jaguars defense also a bit better than actually seems.
I would also say so as well.
And I think that once Kelsey's back, he's going to be a bit hampered still. We know that the Chiefs have no wide receivers. You could literally throw out the ball boy and he'd have an equal chance of catching the ball.
Wide receiver by committee.
Yes. So it's kind of all on Travis Kelce. And I don't necessarily think if you take Travis Kelce away, you start double teaming him, whatever. I mean, you'll still get catches, but it's not the same. If you have to rely on Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, I have way more faith in Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram.
Now you're getting me excited right here. You're now
Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby and Zay Jones.
This is just my follow-up question here. Now the Jags I respect. The Jags, we don't need to talk about how good they are. Calvin really showed us how good they are. But the Chiefs right now, with this team, assuming the Chiefs do not upgrade at receiver and Kelce is a one-man army out there, which teams can the Chiefs do you think just would not be? So Jags
would not be
there. Like where are?
Well, I think if you were to play, let's say every team's division, you play 2 games versus every team. All right, let's just say every single team. That's the way. But let's just say
last week without Chris Jones or Kelce only lost.
Let's just say that's the way that it works. Okay, that you're getting 2 matchups every team. I think they can split with the Jaguars. I think teams that would legitimately sweep them right now, Dolphins would sweep them. I think the Dolphins.
You think they'd sweep them?
Yes, I think the Dolphins would sweep.
Because I want to jump on that train. I will become a member of 2 and On, and I will support.
I think the 49ers would sweep them.
Yeah, we're all on board now.
We're all on board there. I think. What'd you say?
Bengals?
Eagles probably would sweep them.
No, Eagles, yes, but Bengals.
After what I saw last week, no.
But we know they start slow.
No, we know that, but we're going off of only what we've seen the past week, and because of that, fuck no.
Well, actually, based off last week, the Chiefs definitely would hammer the shit out of the Bengals. They did that without Kelce and Chris Jones. They scored despite Tony
but the Cardinals take the bus. So I mean, shit, they might sweep them.
But are we saying what 5 teams right now?
Probably, I think like 4. I can't do the math right now, but like probably like 4.
But what I'm like, do you think this is the weakest Chiefs team in the Mahomes era?
Yeah, I mean, they've always had some sort of weapon. Last year, the wide receiver core was still.
It was last year and they won.
Last year, the wide receiver core was weak, but I think Juju was a little bit better than people think.
And
also,
Juju was really good in the Super Bowl. Juju played really well in the Super Bowl. Like, people like to shit talk him. I know you're about to like shit talk him, but like, hey.
No, what I was going to say is I think if anybody emerges, it's going to be Rashee Rice.
Oh, yeah.
He looks pretty good.
He was caught a touchdown, and I mean, he's not in the doghouse. Like Sky Moore and Tony. Like insert the Philadelphia Eagles meme about that guy. Like, we are catching babies, unlike Aguilar. Like, insert that right now. But okay.
All right, let's get on to. Are there any other games that we talk about? The ones that we disagree?
2 quick little disagreements. Oh, well, one of them is the Vikings Eagles. But last one, Packers Falcons. Is this a emotional fade pick? Why Falcons?
A bit of that. Plus, I think that the Falcons, it's a home game for them. Jordan Love's coming in. I think the Falcons have a pretty good secondary in there. And also the things that the Packers strive the best at are locking down receivers with Jair Alexander, who, by the way, sucks nuts. But the Falcons don't pass, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think 1st to 13 wins. 1st to 13 points wins.
Falcons.
Yeah, for this game, Packers 1st to 13 points wins.
Yeah. I do think. I mean, look, if I'm the Falcons or if I'm the Packers right now, if I see Tyler Algier and Bijan on the field at the same time, I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah, and
I don't know what the fuck's
we're
gonna
bring an extra guy in. We're going 12 in the box when we see that.
I think that there's a point
12.
you can't do anything. Like that's.
I mean,
just...
honestly, if I were the Packers right now, this game we're gonna treat it like it's some vintage.
And also, let's
football.
just say
I'm
hypothetically,
dare you make Ritter throw 8 in
let's
the
say
box
hypothetically they do force basically they play congestion so that everybody's coming in. They do engage 8. All right, for you Madden people out there, you have a Kyle Pitts and a Drake London. I'm not saying they're gonna make. I'm not saying they're gonna make the throws or that they're gonna throw the ball. Is,
does Arthur Smith know that though?
I don't think he does.
Does he know that he has Kyle Pitts and Drake London? Shit, the verdict is still out. We do not know. So like,
I think that gets that he's got pile kits and
what I'm interested
Lake
about.
Drunden.
It seems to me that the Falcons, as long as they're in a 1-score game, it's going to be run the damn ball. Okay. I just cannot wait for the first time they're down 2 scores this season, and we get to see.
I still think they run the ball. I'm dead serious. I still think they're gonna run the ball. I'm not joking about that.
Yeah, they probably will.
Actually. Great for me in fantasy, though. Great for me in fantasy.
It's just like,
all right,
it's gonna be interesting.
Let's get into the Vikings and the Eagles here, and then we'll do Chargers and who's your team? You're playing Titans, and then I got my list to end up.
Tajay Spears.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
All right, tomorrow, the day this is coming out.
Lions disagreement too, but
who cares? Tomorrow, we're recording this Wednesday. This is going up on Thursday, the 14th of September, 2023. Just in case there's another game, you guys are listening about this in 4 years when we're still playing the Eagles on Thursday Night Football in Philadelphia, because that apparently is just a new thing now. Like we played the Saints every single year for like 4 years. Still happening. I don't know if it happened this year, but
week 2, you and Philly every
year.
I
don't know. All right. I obviously am choosing the Vikings, and I will never say that the Vikings will lose, but I'm extremely, extremely scared for this game. We said this on the last episode about how the Vikings interior O-line is deplorably bad, and Ed Ingram might be the worst offensive lineman I have seen with my life.
Probably.
Garrett Bradbury, our center, who we should not have re-signed, is out for this game. So that means our backup center, who has a 59 overall in Madden, just for context.
What is his name?
Austin Schlottman.
Oh, I thought it was Patty Elf for a second, but
nah, Patty Elf is on the Cardinals. Really? I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
it's a little Ohio State lineman duo.
But I mean, Jordan Davis or whatever his name is, Jordan Davis, yeah, and Jalen Carter. I'm terrified. I think Kirk Cousins might actually be hospitalized tomorrow with rib contusions because of how much he's going to get hit, because Ed Ingram is terrible at his job. Which, by the way, after the game, after Ed Ingram forced a fumble out of Kirk Cousins, had a sack, multiple pressures given up, and one of the lowest ratings out of any right guard or offensive lineman in the league. He was like, yeah, I actually thought I played pretty well. Like, I'm pretty satisfied with my performance. He said that himself.
No. God, that's the only thing that I respect out of some of my players. I respect my guys when they go out there, even if they go off and they're just like, I didn't do enough. I messed up this block.
Don't like that. I am not a fan of that. But what I will say on the flip side, all right, the flip side, the Eagles defense might be without Fletcher Cox. We'll see. Doesn't really matter though. And they will be without James Bradbury, a safety, I think, and Kenneth Gainwell. So positive notes on that. Marcus Davenport, who, by the way, we gave $13 million, is out for his 20th game. Don't know why we did that one when we obviously need a right guard. So that's another issue. But what I do like, though, is now with Jordan Addison
to sign Dalton Risner. Have we gone over that yet?
I mean, it's Wednesday night right now. They're not going to sign it. He's not going to be.
No, I know.
There's no way. But my hope is that, I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to play well. I'm hoping that the offensive line, the interior is going to hold up, but I'm assuming it's not based off of last week. And because of that, I'm really hoping Kwesi actually understands you need right guards. You need guards to be able to play well. But what I'm going to say is
certainly the most undervalued position.
What I'm going to say is now with Jordan Addison here, with TJ Hawkinson in, that the double team bullshit we saw by Darius Slay last year on Justin Jefferson, go ahead and do that because we're going to throw it to TJ Hawkinson. We're going to throw it to KJ Osborne. We're going to throw it to Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison. Yeah, throw it to Jordan Addison.
I would be really scared now. And also, by the way, they were saying last year Darius Slay is Kirk Cousins' dad. All right. It's a little bit different when your offensive line is complete dog shit and you have to force the ball.
I don't remember that narrative. Wait.
That was a narrative because Darius Slay picked him off like 2 or 3 times that game. Also different when your tight end can catch the ball. Yeah. Also, the one thing, I mean, it's got me nervous, but not really nervous at all because it's fucking Baker Mayfield. But Baker was like, yeah, I figured out the Vikings defensive calls at halftime. And like, I think you saw this. Baker Mayfield's talking all this shit about how he figured out the Vikings play calls. Like when they put their hand up, they do this. When they put their hand down, they signal this. They're in Tampa 2, they're in cover 0, whatever.
I saw this. Yeah.
Baker Mayfield still only threw for 180 yards in that game.
Yeah, no, you'd expect more out of a guy who knew the other team's calls.
Yeah, a little bit.
I just want to say, though, that, like, I mean, we were talking about this with Nick the other week. Like, there's a lot of plays where you know what they're doing. There's a lot of times where you know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The 90%, though, that's a cap. Get out.
It's also different for an offensive player, the one that's manning the whole offense and making those decisions about how every single play is going to go.
I'm trying to think. How would Baker have any type of connection with Brian Flores' calls? I'm trying to think.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
So, but I think he was just capping.
I think he was capping a little bit. Also, like
could have been most of the.
Brian Flores is smart enough to me where he would be doing that, and he would be like, Baker would think, oh yeah, they're gonna run cover 0 now, and he is actually running like fucking quarters or some shit.
That's something I kind of want to ask like Nick about. Like, what if you hear one of their calls, like they call grape, they're like motioning for like a right run. What if they start picking up that you pick up on that? So now grape means left run. Like,
it's all mind games. I'm not really concerned about that. I mean, now what I will say is if that actually was the case and Baker wasn't, Ivan Pace did start.
So part of me might think for a little bit, maybe Brian Flores didn't want to switch up the calls because he had a rookie linebacker in there.
I'm not concerned about it. I don't think that was the case.
I think it's not the biggest deal, though.
But let's say Baker Mayfield isn't capping. Oh, I'm marginally concerned for the way the Eagles defense or what the Eagles offense is about to do to us. The other thing that I will say is Kirk Cousins since 2020 is 5-2 against the spread line in primetime games and has more wins on Thursday Night Football than he does on Monday. Thursday night is the game the night's 2020. So last 2-3 seasons. Okay. But the Vikings have played a lot in prime time in those 2 seasons, in those 3 seasons. And on top of that, the games that Kirk has problems with are actually Monday night, not Thursday night. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson have never lost a Thursday night game together. I'm pretty sure. I have to fact check that. Though.
Now that is a water boy analytic if I've ever heard one in my life. Let's go. I'm picking up one thing right now. So Kirk Cousins, in primetime games, he is 8-10 with a 44% win percentage. In every other game he's ever played in, he's 38-24-1 with a 61% win percentage. Now they are saying that the caveat there is those big Sunday night and Monday night games are usually when you see Kirk Cousins prime time. So these stats are backing you up a little bit. I wish they'd do a good job and like break it up into Thursday night stats, but I guess their guy wasn't smart enough to do that. That was the real takeaway of that fucking article, but that's why the Athletic's the Athletic. So, yeah, I'm assuming that lifetime of those 8 primetime wins, 6 of them are on Thursday. So you're welcome. You're welcome for jinxing earlier. You guys are going to win. I just really confirmed it right there. You're really welcome. Now, one thing I just want to ask you real quick while we're still on the Vikings. In terms of their defense, now I know the calls was the big storyline after the game, but only 170 passing yards. I know it's Baker, but it's still Godwin and Mike Evans, okay? They still have a solid offensive line. It's not,
I have more confidence in us.
Worst pass
I have
offense.
more confidence this year in us being able to defend AJ Brown and
Smitty.
Devontae Smith than I did last year. And Dallas Goedert, by the way, last week played. I don't think that he dropped a donut. So, I mean, you take that film, kind of see how they guarded him, go from there. Kenneth Gainwell not playing. That running back, I mean, it's by committee anyways, but
Penny,
I mean, still.
Boston Scott.
Swift.
Well, he's in the doghouse, but yeah, Boston Scott and Penny.
Yeah.
Let's go to work.
Well, Rashad Penny always finds a way to have like 180-yard games.
Last week, not a good sign for anyone who took him in fantasy.
Yikes.
But
so was a chain, by the way.
Oh, doghouse. Yeah. If he couldn't make that starting day week 1 lineup with a scratch from Jeff Wilson, doghouse. He's not playing this year. Dead.
All right, let's get in the Chargers Titans. Speaking about running backs.
Yeah, so actually, big running back matchup. We'll start with the baby boy. Tajay Spears had more snaps than Derrick Henry in week 1. I know he didn't have like the same amount of touches. I mean,
still great yards per carry, though. Great yards per carry.
What I see from this, though, is that, hey, Mike Vrabel, okay, like, he won't play you if he doesn't trust you. Like, Mike Vrabel doesn't just toss you in for the good of growth and development. No, like, the best player plays. And so the fact that Tajay outsnapped Derrick Henry, a future Hall of Fame running back, it's a very positive sign for if Derrick Henry, God forbid, I love him, but if Derrick Henry got hurt, Tajay Spears is the clear workhorse in that offense. But we pray Derrick Henry, there's no injuries this year, but they move off him because fuck running backs. And Tajay Spears is the running back in this offense for 3 seasons after this.
Shout out to the boy, by the way. I saw him on Saturday. He was at our game, so I got to talk to him for a little bit.
There we go. I'm not talking about that game, but okay. Yeah. So Tajay, just that week 1, Everett. Okay, if his first ever NFL game, they're like, "Yep, you get more snaps than Derrick fucking Henry." What? I mean, goddamn, how the hell did we not interview that guy? We really fucked up. Goddamn. All right.
Well, hey, it was scheduled. Blame the unnamed intern. He had the whole
shit, Travis. But
had it crossed.
Titans, though, from a Chargers, like, this is the thing. It's gonna be weird. Like, when Tajay scores a touchdown next week, like, I'm gonna be hyped. It's gonna be the only time I'll be hyped for a Titans score that day. But Tajay Spears fan club, #1 supporters right here. So I hope Tajay, because this defense sucks, I hope Tajay has 3 touchdowns tomorrow and the Chargers have 4. Okay, that's what I hope for. And also it would teach Staley a lesson. Like, you gave up 3 touchdowns to the fucking Titans. Better fix this shit up or else you're gone by week 6. So that also.
Oh, no, I'm not going to lie. Staley right now, even though they lost to the Dolphins.
We got the bye week 5. He'll be gone by
Also, I know they lost to the Dolphins, but Staley right now, that seat is boiling hot.
Oh, yeah. Steam. I mean, it's on fire. It's on fucking fire.
Yeah, the USC the USC Fire Department. I mean, they're coming around.
Damn it! There should have been a fraud alert right there. What the hell? Come on, guys. The fuck? Pick your shit up. All right. I told them. They'll get on that.
They'll come around. They'll come around. By the end of the episode, we'll get it.
Chargers offense. What I want to talk about. Holy fuck, Kellen Moore. I love you. Okay, 1 drive. Joe Lombardi. Let's already get him in cell #1 in Guantanamo Bay, cell #1 of fucking Alcatraz. Okay?
Well, behind Arthur Smith, but sorry.
All right, sorry, my bad. And Ed Donatel, my bad. He's 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some guys ahead of him. All right, but
there's a queue. There's a queue to get in.
Kind of forgot. I mean, we don't say his name around here anymore. It's like Voldemort.
Well,
But
and Lane
I almost
Kiffin. I
forgot
forgot about him.
Voldemort's name for a second. No more further comments on that one. No more further comments there. But from the Chargers offense perspective, the run game, the run game, the run game, the run game. Okay. Eckler and Kelly both had 16 carries. Eckler had like 120. Kelly had like 100 yards. Justin Herbert, we did not ask him to do anything. Okay. Justin Herbert literally game managed this game. And that's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life, that he game managed and we put up 34 points. That's ridiculous to me. Now, in terms of the offense, A+ performance. Okay. Maybe you disagree with me because they didn't score on that last drive, but I'm actually going to say A+ performance. Okay. Before last Sunday, all NFL teams since 2000 were 110-0 when they rush for over 200 yards, give up under 100 yards, and have a 2+ margin in the turnover difference until the Chargers played the Dolphins. Then
Chargers be charging.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're charging. We're still charging. Okay. We're trying to fix it. But Kellen Moore is the only bright spot here.
Can I ask you? Let me ask you a question.
OC,
let me ask you a question. Let's say hypothetically, Brandon Staley gets, we'll say politely, asked to leave his position.
Mutually part.
Yeah, we'll say that. Would your number one candidate be Kellen Moore for a head coach position?
So, because who else would we take in like week 5?
But also, let's say hypothetically they do a good job, and after would you want to hire
who is they?
Kellen Moore. Let's say Kellen Moore becomes the interim, right?
Okay.
Would you want to flat out just hire him the same way the Browns did Freddie Kitchens, or are you gonna?
I'll be honest. I'm not sold if he's a head coach.
Are you gonna pull the Raiders like they did dirty to Big Rich and let him leave?
Yeah. Oh my God. Damn. People forget. Beat my ass in a playoff game. Fuck you, Rich.
Well, it wasn't a playoff game, but
well, it essentially was. Yeah, I mean that one, hey, a tie we win, but no,
which they were going to let happen, by the way.
No, this franchise, we believe in wins.
Have you made the playoffs since you've been a fan?
Last year. 27-0.
Oh, yeah.
Everett, the fuck are we talking about?
Sorry, I wiped that from my mind.
Damn, you really want to take shots at me today.
That was gone.
Hey, I gave you a win. All right. I jinxed the fuck out of Philadelphia. All right. Like I'm helping you out here. What 50 Cent meme? Why fuck me for? Why say that? Like literally. But okay. Yeah, Kellen Moore, I'm not sold on him as a long-term head coach. However, I don't know who the alternative would be, which, God damn it, that means Staley's not getting fired. Motherfucker, I just did the math. Yeah, that's what that, yeah, okay. Well, that's worst case scenario. So, all right. 2023. All right, can't wait for next year.
If Brandon Staley does get fired, do you want
we're gonna draft fucking Kyle McCord round 1? All right, like end
would
this
you
franchise.
Would you want Kellen Moore to stay on staff if a new head coach is hired?
100%. This is my guy. I'm nervous though that after this one, Cardinals might be like, you got Caleb Williams, Kellen.
I don't know, dude. Jonathan Gannon is driving a bus.
Damn it. Shit. Did I just predict the future?
Jonathan Gannon is driving a bus, though.
I know. I'll be honest. I was really impressed. But hey, you were the one who just told me, hey, not so fast. They're playing the Commanders. All right. And we're not sure how good that defense is. You got a point. I'm on your side there. I'm not I mean, they lost last week, but they only lost by 5. They covered the spreads. You know what they say? Good teams win. Great teams cover. They covered. So
it's the bus. That should be their new thing, is who's on the bus. But
I'm sorry. We did not go over this earlier, but last thing I wanted to bring up for these overall games in general. Jets Cowboys. Okay. Now I know you're not going to talk on this here, but the Cowboys are 9-point favorites here. Now I know it's Zach Wilson. They're going to Dallas. Okay. We saw what that defense just did.
I mean, I have the Cowboys.
Actually, holy shit. No, I know, but it's the 9 points.
Zach Wilson might die. And if they don't have a backup quarterback on roster before Sunday, they don't have one.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they don't. Maybe they have one. Maybe they have Stravler, whatever his name is, from like the practice squad.
Stravler.
Yeah, Stravler.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that guy's game. Holy shit. Might have to go check out his huddle highlights from high school.
Maybe they have like
Last time he
Tim
had
Boyle or
meaningful playing
something,
time.
but they need a quarterback because I mean, it's very likely something happens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, damn it, the Jets. Now I know it's different for you, but God, they're cursed. I'm cursed. I'm cursed. They're cursed. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Bears 4 curses.
I don't really think there's any other great notable games. There's the Battle of Mid between the Colts and Texans.
Well, actually, real quick, that's gonna be a fun one. Okay, 2 early picks.
My
I'm
quarterbacks going up
shocked.
against each other.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm shocked that the Colts are 1-point favorites in this game. After what we saw the offense do last week, like I kind of expect them to kind of do some damage here. Divisional game.
Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
What are you rooting for? You're definitely rooting for a CJ win when it's all said.
I mean, I chose the Colts.
I
chose the Colts.
No, I know, but I'm talking as a dynasty owner. Okay, this is what we're really talking about because you actually have.
I just want my boys to have
true
fun.
involvement. No, shut the hell up. You have true investment in the careers and paths of both of these quarterbacks. So I've made up my mind. Who, if you were to give one team a blowout win, 35-10 statement.
Colts.
AR needs it. If he makes a statement win week 2, you nailed it. 55% completion percentage college don't mean shit. Who cares? He's him. If they get a statement win here, I'll be honest. What I saw from AR-15 last week, I jaw dropped to the floor. From what I saw him do at Florida last year, he could not hit the side of a fucking barn. Could not hit the side of a fucking barn with a football. And now he's throwing 15-yard out routes, hitting pivot.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm also wheeling and dealing right now in the dynasty. I've got a pretty good setup going.
I just want to say, though, we got to shout out Josh McCown. Okay, Josh McCown here. Also, we should have included him in our retired quarterbacks.
I think I did say him. I just think it got cut.
There were other names. Many names he cut out. Sorry, Matt Hasselbeck. I cut out Peyton Manning because like that was an egregious one that we missed, and like so I just took it out. But yeah, I want to apologize there. Also, Matt Stafford's the last of that generation. He's it.
And Russ. I'd count Russ. I would count Russ.
I'm counting Matt. I'm literally talking like starting 09. Childhood. Like I don't
you didn't put Matt Schwab in there. That's disrespectful.
Well, David Carr had it up to 06. Did Schwab had it what 7
to like 12. 14, yeah.
Now wait. Was it actually that whole time?
Or no, was literally it was
again.
It was his team, and then they had Tom Savage in there for a bit.
I cut out Matt Schwab because you said Matt Schwab, and I was like, you know what? I don't want you getting roasted. I'm going to protect you here, so I just cut it.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Save all the bad pronunciations to me. All right, Clemson. All right, that's my thing. I'm not going to let you.
Clemson, Ruley, Achani.
There's been way worse than Achani, and I'm pretty sure I said a chain.
Yeah, well.
But I've had way worse. I'm not going to remind you, but I mean, you're not even talking about the most famous one, but that's all right.
Okay. All right. We're going to end the episode
after. Remember the most famous one? I don't think you do because it's not a name. That might be the hint. That might be the dead giveaway.
And you were not saying Clemson.
Well, the reason why it's the most famous is because it's our most viral clip. You know it now.
Yeah. What's going on in Charlotte?
No, god damn it. No.
It's from that clip though.
Yes. But, yes. Oh, okay. You get it. All right.
Yes.
I gave you a chance to roast me there, but hey, thank you. I already dropped the 50-cent meme enough today. All right. You already.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do
shit talking when I gave you a win this week.
Well, you didn't technically, but yes.
No, I confirmed it. I double jinxed it.
All right. We're going to do 2 lists. We were going to do them last episode, but we had to push them back because somehow the Bills actually are ass. Power rankings and quarterback power rankings entering week 2.
Allen.
Yeah, we'll get
Josh
to
Allen.
that. So the way that
Next.
this is working is every week we're going to obviously make adjustments, but they're always going to be based off of the previous week's rating. So this week we taking into account week one's rating, how they did this week, and we move based on that. Next week we're going to take into account week two's ratings and how they do this week, and move them based off that. So somebody technically could be three, like for reference, Joe Burrow started off, I think, as 2. He could, if he keeps shitting the bed, he can end up outside of the top 10, right? But it's going to take time because I'm not going to go from 2 immediately out. Like, that's just not how it works. But here are the power ranking ratings for week 2 for every team. 10 to 1, 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
Yeah.
1 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do
Eagles. Yeah. Eagles, 49ers, Dolphins, Cowboys, Chiefs, Ravens, Jaguars, Bengals, Jets, and the Bills. I would like to take the Jets out of the top 10 because they don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore, but I can't move a team that won. So yeah.
I
technically moved them down a spot too, and I'm counting that as because they lost Aaron Rodgers, it's -1, but like because they won, they get to stay in the top 10. If they lost, gone. But
like I feel like for these after week 2, so in a week from now, the week 3 rankings, that's where you feel comfortable making some
yeah. And also, like I know the Bills, right? I can't put the Bills above the Jets because they lost to the Jets, so the Bills have to be 10.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Which I'm going 100% to catch flack for, by the way.
Fair enough. You're a brave soul.
Yeah, and the Bengals being at 8-2, yikes. All right, quarterback power rankings. All right, quarterback power rankings. I know this is what you've been waiting for. This is already up on our Instagram, by the way. So that's why you guys should go follow our Instagram.
10 to 1. Because there's a banger at number 10, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, okay.
And number 1 still Kermit, correct?
Yes. 10 to 1. Tua, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, so my boy Herbie made his way up these rankings, even though he played game manager in that last one. Yeah, let's just say, get ready. Get ready when the Chargers are down and they unleash the beast.
Herbert moved up
to Jalen Guyton, and he scored. Yeah.
Herbert moved up 2 spots. Trevor Lawrence moved up 4 spots.
Hey, all I'm saying
is 3 spots.
It's tough to lose and move up. All I'm saying. Only with Brandon Staley calling that defense.
He also moved up because he didn't play
they put up
bad. Yeah, he didn't play bad. Other quarterbacks played bad. So they had to get moved. Like Lamar Jackson won, but Lamar Jackson isn't why they won.
No, I was going to say
Lamar Jackson was bad.
Won and still played bad. So, yeah.
So that's why Lamar got moved down a spot.
Now, we got 2 of that 10 slot. Now, I would have been okay moving him up.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can't
move. Like, are so bad, and I want to prove a statement.
Joe Burrow was number 2. I can't move him from like 2 to 8, and I can't move Josh Allen from 3 to like 9. So like that's just too far.
Yeah, that might be a little aggressive.
So I think it's fair based on the performances to move them back. And I mean, like they're gonna do it. Let's assume they do well next week. I'm gonna move them right back up to where they were before.
Okay, all right. Talk it.
But like Tua, we also have to take into account he has a Tyreek and he has a Waddle. He does great in that system.
And he played against an incompetent coach. So, I mean,
yeah.
How much are you taking away from that one?
Yeah. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. We're posting stuff on Instagram, all right? You want to make sure we follow that because some of these lists came out before this episode. That's all I'm saying. But Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at Waterboy Grant. You can watch my emotional state and mental wellness completely deteriorate the day of this episode when we play the Eagles. So you're not going to want to miss that on Twitter. All right. We post new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday on all podcast applications, mainly Spotify and Apple Music, and then also on YouTube for you guys to watch and enjoy. New TikToks every Tuesday through Sunday. Don't want to miss those. They are nuggets of greatness. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.